And as high prices cause headaches for Americans, Democrat strategist James Carville going after his own party for their economic message or lack thereof to voters. Watch.
We keep wondering why these young people aren't coming home to the Democrats. We say, oh, why blacks are not coming home to the Democrats? Because Democratic messaging is full of That's why. And talk about cost of living. And we're going to help deal with this. And don't talk about GAFA and student loans.
I mean, when you have spittle, you're really fired up. Let's be real. Beverly Hallberg, president of District Media Group, fellow at the Independent Women's Forum. We're not going to be monitoring you for spittle, Beverly. But at the end of the day, he's right, isn't he?
He is right, and he is looking at the polling, as he just mentioned. When you take a look at the data, it looks like the advantage that Democrats typically have with minority voters continues to decline. And I think when you add to that President Joe Biden is older, people are questioning his mental ability to be able to do this job. There is much room for concern. So what he is saying to Democrats, especially the progressive extreme wing, stay away from the Israel-Gaza comments. Stick to things like the kitchen table issues, because even though wages have gone up, they have not outpaced inflation, and voters typically vote on what impacts them day to day. He's been doing this for a long time, and I think Democrats should definitely listen to him.
In the recent Quinnipiac poll among registered voters, the most urgent issue, to your point, facing the country was, you guessed it, the economy at 28%. And look down there, like you said, Beverly, the Israel and Hamas war only received 4%. But will Democrats heed your warning, heed James Carville's warning, or is their base just so fractured at this point that they are not coming together in the next 5 months?
I do think it's going to be difficult because the base is fractured. I think a lot of this, too, goes to the power of social media. You can have a few members of Congress. They're the female members of Congress on the Democrat side who are very vocal. They use social media very well, and they're able to get their own personal standpoint out there. They get a lot of airtime, and I think it's hard for parties to caucus these days with these competing social media outlets versus traditional media. And so the wrangling that we typically would see in the Democrat Party, especially when Nancy Pelosi was at the head of it, doesn't tend to happen these days. So I'm not sure that they will heed James Carville, and it could be to their own detriment.
Meantime, Hillary Clinton says she lost the 2016 race to Trump because women voters abandoned her for not being perfect. I love the long list of excuses. It's been like 7.5 years now. Hillary said, quote, "They left me because they just couldn't take a risk on me because as a woman, I'm supposed to be perfect. They were willing to take a risk on Trump, who had a long list of, let's call them flaws, to illustrate his imperfection because he was a man, and they could envision a man as president and commander-in-chief." Or, Beverly, could it be that she didn't go to Wisconsin?
Well, there's a lot of factors, and I do think that Hillary Clinton continues to lack self-reflection. Her list of people or entities she has blamed is now over 40, whether that's the media or Vladimir Putin. She's now adding women to the list, and she's saying to women, the reason you didn't vote for me was because I wasn't perfect. Actually, women vote for or against somebody for a lot of reasons, and they may be looking at her record, especially on Memorial Day, and say, well, you were Secretary of State when the tragedy happened at Benghazi. Or maybe they don't like the fact that she did not support women who accused her husband of sexual impropriety. Or maybe the fact that she's just not likable. And I think it's very insulting to women where she is out here saying, I am owed this vote because I'm a woman. She doesn't think she needs to earn that vote. This isn't going to help her, and I think actually points to the fact that she just can't look at herself.
Beverly Hallberg, thank you for getting up with us on a Memorial Day. We appreciate it. A transgender high school runner has just taken home the win in the 400-meter during the Washington State Championship, beating the next highest competitor by a full second. That is a lot in racing. Riley Gaines is a former NCAA swimmer, host of Gaines for Girls on Outkick.com, and the author of Swimming Against the Current, Fighting for Common Sense in a World That Has Lost Its Mind. And Riley joins me now. Let's start, Riley, with the runners who stood up for themselves at this protest. What's your message to them?
Look, I could not be more proud of these girls. There's a video of these girls standing on the podium, and it was amazing to me to watch their reaction when the second place finisher, the rightful state champion, is announced. The girls are ecstatic. They're clapping, they're cheering, giving each other high fives. But then when the boy's name is announced and he stands atop the podium, their body language says it all. They are not cheering. It's very obvious that they are not enthralled. And I think that goes to show, one, these girls are not okay with it. But two, I believe a big part in why they aren't speaking out, they're not, using their voice to openly oppose this, is because they face risk and threats. And I understand those risks and threats. I know they're real. But all of that to say, could not be more proud of those girls.
The person who won this race could only manage 164th place out of 172 when competing as a boy. That's like where Joe Biden landed in his law school class, but I digress. How can the left continue to say that biology doesn't matter when example after example, Riley, shows that it clearly does?
Because they're virtue signaling sellouts, to put it quite frankly with you. I believe we are a nation in decline for several reasons. One, first and foremost, I think because we live in a godless society. But two, because we are a nation that is governed and led by weak-kneed, spineless, morally bankrupt cowards. And I mean that at virtually every level. Of course, our leaders in the White House. I mean that in academia, in corporate America, even seemingly our spiritual leaders who are afraid to take a stand. That's what this boils down to. We have weak leaders who have not only allowed this, but they glorify this. We are telling the boy in this scenario that not only is he the champion, but he's brave, he's inspiring. And what a terrible message to send to young girls, telling them that they're not worthy of calling themselves champions. They're being told that they have to compete for second place.
Yeah, and along those lines, we destroyed these kids during the COVID lockdowns. We are destroying them through social media and their phones, which addict them. What is the psyche of these girls, these high schoolers, mind you, middle and high schoolers in some instances, that we're doing this to them? What is their psyche that we're destroying here?
I love this question because it's something that's not often considered. And being a collegiate athlete myself who had to compete against a boy, also having to deal with COVID in college, I'll tell you that the parallels there are very similar. We were told during COVID, Riley, if you don't get the vaccine, you're going to be hurting your teammates. Riley, you're supposed to be the leader. You're the team captain. It's the same thing I heard my senior year in competing against Leah Thomas. They said, Riley, you don't want to have blood on your hands, do you? Don't you want to be kind? Don't you want to be inclusive? What we call this is emotional blackmail. We call that gaslighting. That's what this is. And again, it's effective. Believe it or not, it works. That's why there are so few who are willing to stand tall, who are willing to be unapologetic when saying, and this is I can't believe it's controversial to even say this. This has been my stance from day one. Men and women are different. That's it. That's the whole shtick right there. And each sex is deserving of equal opportunity, privacy, and safety. That's it.
Riley Gaines, thank you for fighting for my two girls and girls across the nation. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.